Chapter 58. Chapter 58. Angela's POV. The silence after Ethan left was loud. 66 vouchers. It settled into the house like smoke, curling into every corner, clinging to my skin. Liam stood there for a moment, chest rising and falling too fast, knuckles already reddening where they had connected with Ethan's face. When Ethan had knocked, I had been in the kitchen making breakfast for Liam and hangover soup. I didn't expect him at all. And I didn't know Liam would wake up that early. I felt bad that he had to see that. To see Ethan in his house when I knew just how much he hated him after the way he'd treated me. I turned to look at him. His eyes were already on me and it made me shiver. But I needed to treat his wound. "Sit down, Liam, let me tend to your hand," I said softly, taking his hand before he could argue. He let me guide him to the couch. That alone told me how close to the edge he still was. His body still trembled from unrestrained anger. I disappeared into the bathroom and came back with antiseptic and gauze. His hands were trembling, not from pain, but from whatever storm was raging behind his eyes. "I'm fine, baby," he muttered, his eyes never leaving mine. "I know," I replied, dabbing gently anyway. "Just let me do this, please." He didn't say anything anymore, he just watched me work, jaw clenched. The scrape on his knuckles was shallow, but it looked angry. I cleaned it carefully, my thumb brushing his skin, grounding myself in the familiar warmth of him. Neither of us spoke. But Ethan's words wouldn't leave me alone. "Does Angela know the real reason you're always hovering around her?" What did he mean by that? I looked up and Liam, desperate to believe that what we had was real. But I couldn't. Fear clawed its way through my heart and I hated it. I hated that I didn't know what was going on. I swallowed. What did he mean, Liam? Liam's body went still. "He was trying to get in your head," he said too quickly. "That's what he does. He plants doubt and watches it grow." I lifted my eyes to him. "Liam." He exhaled, rubbing a hand over his face. "I've told you everything that matters. The bet. The photos. Going to his apartment. All of it. There's nothing else. Nothing else." Something in the way he said it made my stomach tighten, not because I thought he was lying outright, but because he sounded guarded. Like he was choosing his words instead of letting them spill. I nodded anyway. "Okay." He pulled me into his chest, kissing my hair. "Don't let him do this to us." "I won't," I said. I wanted to believe that. But I wasn't that naive to not know that something wasn't going on. The question now was what? After a few days, I went back to work. Work was a blur. I stared at my screen for long stretches without absorbing anything, my fingers hovering uselessly over the keyboard. My thoughts kept circling back to that morning. Ethan's smile, Liam's punch, the way his voice had shifted when I asked that. 12/12 Monday, January 26 gr. Chapter 58. One question. 73. 55 vouchers. By midday, my new team leader, Claire, asked me to step into a conference room. She didn't sit. That was the first warning sign. "I wanted to let you know before you heard it through the grapevine," she said carefully. "HR has concluded their investigation on Ethan." My heart stuttered. "And? They've dropped it." The room tilted. "Dropped it?" She nodded, her mouth tightening. "The reason being insufficient evidence." "That's impossible," I whispered. "There were messages, witnesses." "I know," her voice softened, "but there are complications." I already knew what she was going to say. "Ethan's father," she continued, "he's threatened legal action against the company for defamation. Our legal team advised HR to close the case." My hands curled into fists. "So that's it. He'll be returning to work next week." The words landed like a punch to the chest. Claire hesitated. "I want to be clear, this isn't your fault. But given the circumstances, you might want to consider taking some leave. Or transferring departments." Leave. Transfer. Punishment wrapped in professional concern. I nodded numbly, thanked her for the warning, and walked out before she could see my hands shaking. The system hadn't protected me. Again. When I got home that evening, the apartment felt too quiet. Liam wasn't back yet. I dropped my bag by the door just as the intercom buzzed. I have a delivery for Angela. I frowned. I didn't order anything. It's already paid for. Something cold slid down my spine. I told him to send it up. The package was small. Plain. No return address. Just my name written in unfamiliar, deliberate handwriting. My pulse pounded as I opened it. Inside was a USB drive. And a folded note which read, "The truth about Liam Kingston. Watch before it's too late." I stared at it for a long time. This was manipulation. It had to be. Ethan. His father. Someone playing games, trying to break us apart. Every rational part of me knew that. And yet, Ethan's voice echoed in my head. The real reason. My hands shook as I closed the box. I didn't plug the drive in. I didn't throw it away either. Instead, I hid it in the bottom drawer of my nightstand, beneath old receipts and things I never used. Out of sight. Not out of mind. That night, Liam slept quickly, one arm heavy around my waist, his breathing slow and even. I lay awake, tracing the familiar lines of his face with my eyes, the furrow between his brows, the softness he never let the world see. How many secrets could exist between two people who said they loved each other? I wanted to trust him. God, I wanted to. But trust had cost me before, and the scars from that didn't fade easily. I curled closer to him anyway, pressing my forehead to his shoulder. I'll wait, I decided. I'll watch. I'll see what happens. But 12/12 Monday, January 26 G. Chapter 48. The weight of the hidden USB felt like a ticking clock beneath the bed. And I knew deep down that eventually, the truth would demand to be seen. AD 3255 Vouch for. Comment. Archer. Love Beyond Human Limits, Daniel Moore. Leave a reply. Your email